All right, family, we should be live right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, we should be live right now. Abundance, you can hear me, right, sis?
I hear you good.
All right, let me see what's going on in the chat. Peace, family. Let me know how's the chat room doing. Anthony Weathers, what's going on, family? What's going on in the chat room? How we looking in the chat room? Everything's good? Peace, 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 peace to everybody in the chat. All right, we're gonna get started. Got a great guest for y'all today. Sister's first time on my platform. She's actually one of the speakers tomorrow at King Simon's event. Abundance Child, welcome to the show, my sister.
Thank you for having me. Finally.
Yeah, indeed. Now, why don't you introduce yourself to the people who aren't familiar with you from the Blog Talk days, because you're a legend with the Blog Talk days, but there might be people who haven't heard of you from then. So just reintroduce yourself, my sis.
Well, I'm Abundance Child. Just always for the people. Right now, I'm a restaurateur. I'm an activist for women and children. Not activists in a feminist in a feminist sense, but activists so that we can refine ourselves, so that we can join the ranks with our brothers and partner up and do what we're supposed to do. So I specialize in home training, home economics, and survival, teaching martial arts to our sisters so that we can prepare ourselves meanwhile while we don't have brothers in our home. So the home training and the home economics includes teaching women and children how to create a government out of our families, how to refine ourselves and bring out our divine feminine principles so that we can better understand where our brothers are. And one of the best ways to do that is to use food to bring each other together. So I'm doing that in the business. I'm using that platform to have internships and run my organizations, Order Mother Earth and Girls Society, as well as provide economic sustainability for my own family. So that's pretty much what I'm about. I stand on the Aboriginal Indigenous platform that we are not Black, we are not African American, we are not Negro, we are not colored, that we have our right to have our own governments, our own business, our own schools, their own way to, treat ourselves, our own way to have our babies, our own ways to, define who we are and have our own paperwork and stuff like that. So I'm still standing on that Moorish National and Divine Movement platform and using, the commercial entity I have to do business with the commercial entity known as the United States so that I can get off the grid, but have everything that I need to do so to do that. So Drop Squad Kitchen is a gift. It's my godly ability to master everything. And I use that platform to make very good food that's unapologetically healthy so that I can bring us together, because this is the thing that's providing the focus point right now. It's a necessity. We need food. Like at the end of the day, fiat currency ain't gonna work. You can't eat gold, but we're going to need food. So I'm making sure that my family has sustainability in that business so that we are growing our own food and we are partnering with other families and other communities so that this is my part of nation building. So to make a long story short, this is where I'm at right now.
No doubt. Now, you mentioned Drop Squad Kitchen. That's the name of your restaurant, right?
Yes.
All right. So I keep hearing about that. I told you that like a year ago. I keep hearing about Drop Squad Kitchen. Where's that, in Baltimore?
It's Delaware, which is about an hour and a half away from Baltimore.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have any plans on having a Drop Squad Kitchen in New York or LA or Atlanta, anything like that?
Drop Squad Kitchen everywhere my family is. So anybody who works for my company, because I'm not about employing or enslaving people. If you work for my company for at least 5 years, that means you can become a franchisee management operator, which means you will get paid at the standard right now would be $40,000 a year. We could take some of that money, start investing so you can open up your own. The other way that you can get involved is to become an investor so that you can invest in a food truck in your area or something like that, and you will immediately get your return within the next 3 months to a year and so forth. And you can keep flipping that for 5 years before you become a franchisee management operator, because the only way that I'm going to allow people to be working with my brand is loyalty, and loyalty to me comes best from family, and family could be flesh and blood, or it could be that, the community that you're serving and organized with.
Dope. That's dope, sis. That's dope. Now I definitely appreciate you having a vegan restaurant. I just had a talk with KT, Red Pill and Mama Pill the other day about vegan food and about how important health is. What do you?
As I smoke it, not helping y'all.
It's all good. What do you think about the rise in veganism, just in the country overall?
Commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've taken. I mean, on one level, it's good for the environment and things like that. But as it concerns us, our people, we are the first vegans. We're the first everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, we're just now catching on to the commercial trend. But for people like myself who are raising their daughters independently from like the brothers that I created them with, it provided me a platform to be able to commercially sustain myself and my family, because I was already raising my children like this for the past 25 years. So
Right.
Since I was already good at it, I was able to set up at King Simon events and do vending and things like that, and really make a name for myself and brand. So on one level, it's giving our people access to commerce where we might not have had that before. But I don't think that's a militant stance or anything like this. I just think that it's the way that life moves. Everything moves in cycles. So it only makes sense that we would start coming back into ourselves. And since we are starting to come back into ourselves, it's just kind of natural that it's a $6 billion industry that's in its first quarter of like a 4-quarter game. So this is something we should be taking advantage of, because it best suits us and our DNA structure and whatnot in any way, in order to, sustain ourselves. So we might as well get in the game.
Right. Definitely. Now, tomorrow's the day you're going to be in New York City. You're going to be at St. Francis College, November 10th, family. We're going back-to-back weekends. Last weekend, it was Billy Carson. This weekend, we got Abundance Child. We got KT, the arts degree, here on the stage. We got some performances. We got a lot going on tomorrow. So tell the people, what are you bringing tomorrow to New York? I know you're bringing the food. You're bringing the food, right?
Absolutely.
So the sister's going to have the food. What can we expect from you when you hit that stage tomorrow?
King Simon has asked me to speak on health and wealth. So to me, I'm going to be speaking on health is generational wealth for us. I'm going to be speaking from the spiritual standpoint, the physical standpoint, and the economic standpoint. And I want people to understand what it means to be in alignment with nature and how we can use that to propel ourselves forward in this dimension where we are at in this physical, where we have a contract from our spiritual selves to be doing the errand of our ancestors, to fulfill that, whatever it is, every single part of us that is all of the DNA of our ancestors before that we should be using the spiritual technology as well as the technology of social networking, media, having cell phones, having YouTubes and stuff like that, to really start creating wealth and to organize our families around that health so that we can exist. Because the way that they're trying to run us off the face of the earth right now, and they say in the next 50 to 100 years, just based off of their statistics, like we really won't have any ownership in anything. We still, based off of what Claude Anderson has stated, that we only own less than 0.5% of the wealth here in the United States. And that number hasn't changed since the 1800s. So if that number hasn't changed, that means that in another 50 years, so-called Black people will be in debt, which means slavery, which means they can have these private institutions that can start pulling people from their homes because they're like, hey, you owe Wells Fargo. Hey, you owe you owe the utility company. Hey, you owe for this. Hey, you owe for child support. Now we got to get out of that enslavement. And one of the ways that we can do that is by growing our own food and having some basic survival skills like that keep us from having to go to people's, supermarkets and whatnot to buy our food. So I want to speak about health and how we can create generational wealth and really just speak from experience.
Mm. You also talked earlier, you mentioned about training the sisters in martial arts. Could you elaborate on that?
As I was telling King Simon on his broadcast, that Eitan Edwards definitely lit a fire in me because he talked about being prepared, being ready for anything.
Mm.
And as we know, there are more sisters that are missing
Missing,
right now,
right?
right?
Right.
It's an epidemic. We also know that there is a thing called human trafficking. Like, listen, time never was when man was not. We just have access to it. We can see what they're doing to us with the food that they're growing, with the mining of the, the coal and the diamonds and things like that, and what they're doing with sex trafficking. Nothing has really changed. We just have access to it. We need to be able to defend ourselves because it is also an epidemic that there's only 75% of us women are raising children by ourselves. This is a problem. We need to know how to have the state of mind and the discipline to be able to remain calm in the storm. And one of the ways to do that is to constantly train and know that if somebody grabs you by your arm or somebody grabs you by your neck, how to get out of something, and be able to protect your children. If somebody points a gun at you, you need to be able to disarm that person. If somebody just wants to grab your purse, you need to be able to train to be able to knock that person down, throw them off your hip and roll out and keep it moving. You should at least be able to run a mile. So if you want to run a mile, you should be training 5 miles. Even if that's just walking. But the point is to discipline yourself and so that you can have control over the situation. I really think that that's important because a lot of us are emotional and we're angry as women. Shahrazad Ali talked about this new generation of women are angry women. Well, if we can learn to bring back that feminine divine principle and start being trained so that we can be calm during the storm. When a brother was just like, I just don't have it right now, or I can't get home because I got to work late. So I'd be like, what the fuck, nigga, I've been paying all the bills. Instead of doing that type of stuff, we could just remain calm, let the brother lead, or let us take the lead in the way that we know how to, without having to lose ourselves and lose the brother that we made children with and stuff like that. We have to get some type of self-refinement going on, and we have to discipline ourselves. We have to start developing our character.
Indeed. What do you think are one of the main things you want the black man in America, the so-called black man in America, to work on?
Character. And character defined by his ancestors. Meaning like he has to focus on himself. Stop looking at Instagram and Facebook and scrolling through those things and defining yourself based off of what you see on your feed or what the news is telling you, what your woman is telling you, what your job is telling you. Find something that you could do to sustain yourself where you don't need the European or the state or the public to grow your family. If you can work on that and find your essence, the essence that created you from your ancestors, and start working with nature that is calling on Ogun to move all obstacles out of your way, the energy of Ogun, calling on Shango to help you in business, calling on the divine feminine, which would be Yemoja, Oshun, Olokun, Ajay, Oya, things like that, so that we can really be in tune with nature, because it's amazing spiritual technology that our ancestors were able to create and be able to take energy and encapsulate it in vessels, which would be our own body, where we can invoke and evoke certain energies so that we could be the guys that we purport to be, that we talk about in all these lectures and whatnot, but don't have a pot to piss in. So if the brother can start focusing on himself, focusing on his Ori and his mind, and let his Ori, his higher self, guide him, and not the United States, not the state, not some so-called black woman, not some so-called slave master that's employing him, we will be much better off, because now we will have the head and the woman could be the neck.
But what do you think about the term, the frequently used term now, toxic masculinity?
I just feel like, we be just making up a whole lot of shit. But, everything is toxic. There comes balance in everything. So there has to be some level of toxic that has been created from everyday life, from everyday experience. But if we can learn how, like I said, to discipline ourselves and work on our character, we can eradicate that level of toxicness and start pulling in new energy. So the thing is to not concentrate on whatever it is being marketed to us. Toxic this and toxic that. Why don't we work on God this and positive this and positive that, and work on the light? because at the end of the day, there's balance in everything. There's good and bad, but based off of your character is how you're going to be compensated.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we lost our character? Like I look at, I remember when I was young and I used to look at the Nation of Islam, and I liked how the brothers moved. They was real disciplined and whatever. Do you think that since we got away from religion, that we lost a piece of our character or a piece of our morale as a people?
I think religion is how you act, how you think, how you eat, how you drink, how you speak. I think it's your daily habits that define what your religion is. What happened is we got caught up in organized religion that was created by man, and we got away from nature. And so, yes, religion has changed us because, again, we have gone away from ourselves. Everybody has their own ori. Everybody has their own mind. Everybody has their own godly ability to master everything. But if you don't know who you are and you don't know why you came here, because as humans, we forgot. We took those 9 months. It's not like back in the day in 9 months, we were able to walk from heaven to earth all the time. That's how it was. But at some point, we stopped making the sacrifices that we needed to make in heaven, which is wherever you were before you are now. And that ability was taken away. We hear the story, and even in the garden where they talk about Adam and Eve and stuff like that. And all of these creation stories, it's the same thing. There was something that was taken away from us where we don't remember what our purpose was for coming to earth. If we could get away from this organized man-made religion and get back to the religion of self, which is your mind, which is your direct connection to the all, which is the thing that interconnects us all, then we really won't have any issues. Everybody's walking around worrying what everybody else is doing instead of worrying about what we are doing and focusing on the land from which we came, focusing on the ancestors which made us who we are, focusing on the energy which helps to enhance our ability to master everything on this plane. I hope I answered your question.
Definitely. How do you stay connected to your Ori or to your divine mind? A lot of people wonder that. What can they do to stay connected?
Well, one of the things I personally have to do is, like, when I first wake up in the morning, me personally, I'm like, Ori who? And I'm like, Ori, I give thanks. Please be guiding me to the people, the places, and things that I need so that I will have the best array today in this life. Please keep me away from any negative energy. Please protect me. I might put some, you know how we use shea butter for our hair to make it look cute? Please use shea butter to soften me, Ori, so that I can receive the messages that I need so that you can guide me. Because remember, your Ori is a representative of your higher self. I might put some honey on my Ori and just be like, honey, just as this honey is sweet, may my life today be sweet. As this honey is flowing, may money flow into my life, and may I have prosperity. Or I might use some gin and be like, just as this gin never spoils, my relationship with my Ori never spoil. Please, Ori, do not abandon me. Please, Ori, be guiding me to what I need so I can be successful today.
So you do that. You do that every morning.
I do that every morning because, you know, without your mind, there's nothing that can go against your mind. It doesn't matter if you're trying to go to Oshun, Yemunja, Ogun, Eshu. You got to go to your Ori first. Your Ori is the first deity. Your Ori is the first Orisha. Your Ori is your direct connection to God. So your Ori is your higher self. Your Ori remembers and knows what your purpose is on earth. So you need your Ori. You need to open up your mind and ask your Ori for anything that you want. You want money? It's your Ori that's going to help you get that money. You want husband, your wife, it's your Ori. You got to tell your Ori what to do, because sometimes we don't remember what our contracts are.
Indeed. That's definitely true. What do you think about when people say, because you seem to really enjoy doing what you do with your restaurant, and a lot of people are still trying to figure out their divine purpose. Do you believe in the phrase, follow your passion? If you follow your passion, you follow who you're meant to be on earth. Is that something that you go by?
Yeah, I have something called GAME, godly ability to master everything. To me, your passion is your gift. That is the thing that God gave you that you don't have to go to school for. It's just that thing that you do good at. I've fought mine for a long time. I'm just really good with being able to take plants and make them taste like meat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just really good.
Dope.
They taught me how to make that, right?
Dope.
But I fought against that because I wanted to do what you do. I was like, yo, this is a fucking sound worldwide. You are now listening. That was my thing. So when I started really listening and you follow your passion, what happens is you need discipline. Discipline is that thing that will turn your gift into talent. And when you have talent, you can turn that into currency, right? You can
there you go.
that. You can keep working on it. You can switch it to this. You can switch it to that. So when you have that, then your work isn't work anymore. It's like you're doing what you want to do, and then you start magnetizing everything. I will never, ever, ever be broke. I will never, ever be without money because I am doing what I was put here to do, which is helping people to eat unapologetically healthy food in the way that they want. Ain't nobody want to eat no Dr. Sebi, watered down, quinoa and spinach. I'm going to find a way to make that quinoa into burgers. I'm going to find a way to make that spinach stewed or something like that, or turn it into an amazing fresh pressed juice. That's what I'm supposed to do. And by doing that, now look at me, I'm on the mic, I'm in my element, right? Because I've done something so well that people want to hear from me. And all I had to do was just do what God told me to do. And that was to be working with food.
Somebody in the chat said, where exactly is the restaurant in Delaware?
And on the riverfront in Wilmington, Delaware, in the same building as Planet Fitness, but on the side that faces the river.
Okay, y'all got that?
Yeah, these are all natural wraps, by the way. I'm not like.
And once again, family, like I said, if you just coming in the chat room, Abundance Child will be in the building tomorrow, November 10th, St. Francis College. It's going to be an amazing day for the family. We got Abundance Child. We got KT, the arts degree. We got Joshua Sarah. Then we have Pharaoh Rising performing. Coon Report from Narubi Selah. We got KT's Queen, the Oracle, speaking. It's going to be a jam-packed event, family. And this is tomorrow at St. Francis College. Doors open up at 1 o'clock, and I assume the lecture starts at 1. I'm not sure. Okay, it starts at 1. Okay. And for more information, you can hit up King Simon, 347-496-1022. Let me get a couple of questions. We ain't gonna be too long tonight because I want y'all to come out tomorrow. I want to get a couple questions from the family for the sister Abundance Child. So family, give me a couple of questions before we get out of here because I'm getting ready for the mall and the sister's getting ready as well.
You see, I'm chilling. I'm in chill mode right now.
Indeed. What's your thoughts on, they want to know about homeschooling, sis? What's up with homeschooling? Your thoughts on that?
I got a 24-year-old and a 16-year-old. The 24-year-old is homeschooled college with me. The 16-year-old has been homeschooled with me. Like, I really believe what Malcolm X said, like, not sending our children to our open enemy. I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but I got the point. And it just makes sense to me. Like, why am I going to send my children away for 4 to 8 hours a day with a foreigner that might not eat the way I eat, that don't have the same mores, ethics, values, and code of conduct as I do, putting their hand to a flag, forcing you to call yourself Black, African American, forcing you to get vaccinations, forcing you to report, and inform on your children and your husband or your baby father. Like, I'm not for all of that. Like, a lot of times we're renting and then it shows, that we're not homeowners and stuff like that. So the people who are, their taxes are going to make the rules. Like, we really don't have a say in a lot of these rules. So I figure at home, I make the rules. This is my tribe. This is my nation. This is my government. So I have to make sure that I have all the things in place to make sure that my government is running. And in my government, my children have to work at my business, and that is their home school. So I believe in homeschooling, straight up. I think that's the best way for us and for us to change our mind and get out of the system, because when you go to their schools, you're learning what they want you to learn, how they want you to learn it, when they want you to learn it. And then they're formulating you so you can go to their higher institutions so that you can go work for their companies. Why do I need to go work for TGI Fridays, Olive Garden, or any of those things when I could be working for Drop Squad Kitchen and building up our legacy and building up the communities that need me the most?
You about this life for real, huh, sis?
For real, man. Like this is I know that at that point when I was obedient, when everything was falling apart and I was forced to just be still, like I didn't want to give up my radio show, but I was like my ratings was going down. I was losing money. I had to go back on welfare. Like what the F? I was just talking all this more science. I flipped that shit and started Drop Squad Kitchen. Like I was like, never, ever, ever will I have to go back in their system and work for somebody else and be using my social for something other than creating an entity so that I could use that entity in EIN instead of my own, because we don't have a social security, but instead of using those credentials, now I can become the authorized representative of the decedent's estate. And I can take that estate and join with other people who building like me, and we could do some international trade and control the resources. You know what I'm saying? It's a $6 billion industry, this vegan stuff. And I've been vegan for 20 something years. I'm damn sure gonna have some investment in that. You're not gonna keep me away from the herb and stuff like that, and growing herb and growing hemp and making our houses and stuff out of that. Like, I need in. I want in. So I'm going to keep working these late hours until I can get the capital so that I can be buying gold and stuff like that, and buying land and growing my own food and joining with other people where I can have my own schools. That's what I'm about. But it takes work. It ain't just going to come like that. It ain't no use in all this talking. See, the Most High was like, you're talking too much. Mm-hmm. You're on this blog talk radio, you got a lot of ideas, but you're not implementing it. That's what's wrong with us in the conscious community. Our Oris are telling us all the stuff that we're supposed to be doing, but we're not asking our Ori for the guidance and how to do it, to keep us focused and keep us around the right people that have already done what we want to do so that we can be guided here on earth and make our life more smooth so we don't have to worry about fiat currency and stuff like that. It wasn't romantic or glamorous to be flipping burgers and creating fried chicken and ribs and macaroni and cheese, but I did it. And now, look, I'm on another platform. I get to do what I want to do, and I'm spreading the message of unapologetically healthy. And that's what's important, you know? Excellent.
Somebody wants to know what's the best way to detox if you're a beginner. Hey, what would you recommend?
Y'all see me smoking, right? One of the best ways that I detox is I got to get my butt up in the morning and stretch. I drink my teas in the morning. I take my herbs. I am a fan of Black Root Tonic, OG Wiz on Facebook. Okay. Black Root Tonic. I take a shot of that. Excuse me. I take a shot of that with this, and I chase it with a whole bottle of water. And then I make sure I get fresh pressed juice. I get smoothie. One of the easiest ways to detox is just do like 40 days of fruit or 40 days of raw. Your body will change immensely. After you've done that, try to do water for 5 to 10 days. Make sure you're walking, make sure you're stretching, make sure you're exercising, especially sisters, make sure you take baths. Take baths with your salt, boil some tea, put that in your tea. If you have a man, make love as often as you can, because that's how you can exercise from the inside out. You can receive the fluids that you need to help grow yourself instead of getting, all the fake proteins and stuff like that. You get that from your man. But one of the best ways you can detox is just by eliminating white things from your diet. Like, I smoke, but I work out a lot. You understand? Like, I do yoga 3 times a week in a trained session, but I'm also doing it by myself. I also do Vijitsu. That's a lot of work. That's 3 times a week. Okay? But you got to walk. You got to do some type of exercise so that your pores can breathe. I like to smoke. I'm not going to ever stop smoking, but I also tell my Ori, please do not have any health issues with this. So I got to make sure I drink water. I got to make sure I'm eating lots of fruits and vegetables and raw fruits and vegetables and not eating a whole lot of junk food. Like, yeah, I'm making fried chicken, macaroni, cheese, and grease, but I'm not eating that shit. Not every day. Like, it's good to come and have it on Sunday because that's how we did it. That's how we did it. Like, we didn't eat all these sugar things when we ate the soul food. We got accustomed to eating it because it became so commercial and it became cheap. But I'm not eating fried chicken, macaroni, cheese, greens, and cornbread every day. My diet consists of like rice and chickpeas, which I will have for people, some deity salad with some fresh made tuna out of pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. Like, we got to eat things that come from the earth. Let your food be thy medicine. That is the best way to detox. Just eliminate the stuff you're not supposed to be eating for at least 1 week, like 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, all the way up to 40.
Queen Set 67 wants to know, how can I get closer to Oshun?
Talk to her. Just talk to her, yo. Oshun likes honey. Oshun likes yams. She likes sweet things. Just talk to her. Like we have, you know, Oshun was the first that when the world was being created, she was the only female that came. And everybody tried to deny her, and like things weren't going well. So they went back to God. Olodumare was like, yo, like what's going on? Why you send us to earth? And you know, things ain't going right. And there he was like, Olodumare was like, where's Oshun? They're like, she had her mirror and all types of stuff. We wasn't worried about her. Like, she's a female. Listen, Oshun brings that cosmic love energy. Oshun is the energy that you need to transition spiritually. Like anybody who's trying to work on their spirituality, Oshun is going to be your number one ally. So what you want to do, sweetie, is evoke her. All right, not invoke, because that's from the outside. It's from the inside. That thing that's calling Oshun on you, set aside some honey and be like, Oshun, I'm pouring you some honey so that I may be fruitful, so that I may be fertile, so that I may have the love in my life for my children and for husband, for prosperity, so that I can do the things that I need to do. You just want to start calling on her name. Google some Oshun praise songs and be playing that music. But one of the best ways that you can invoke Oshun is to become that energy yourself. Oshun is about unconditional love. She is the divine feminine principle, and she was one of the first warriors for women. All right, so invoke that in yourself and be calling on her to help you with unconditional love, to be helping you with nurturing your family and nurturing yourself. You can invoke Oshun every time you're in the shower, because that water probably came from some river or some rainwater that is her essence, that is put in some reservoir that is feeding that shower. So invoke her when you're in the shower. Evoke her when you're in the bath. Be calling on her to help heal your body, to make sure that you are surrounded with unconditional love, and that you can also give unconditional love yourself. It don't have to be like what a lot of people think it is. You know what I mean? And if you're very serious, you find yourself in Elay or people who have those shrines, and ask if you can take offerings. One of the things that I do is I like to go to the river and offer oranges and cola nuts and fresh fruit and flowers, and just pray to her directly at the source.
Indeed, indeed. All right, I'm gonna take one more question, family. Let me get one more question from the family. Give me one more question, family, before we get out of here. Once again, family, November 10th is going down. St. Francis College, King Simon presents Abundance Child, KT the Arch Degree, Narubi Selah, Farrell Rising, Modesty. It's his 24-year anniversary of promotion and production. It's going to be an amazing event. This is at St. Francis College. For more information, contact 347-496-1022. All right, they got somebody spamming, like, damn, just some dude, Anthony, you, goddamn, brother, you done asked this question like 8 times. What did she mean by saying they could come take you out of your house if you owes Wells Fargo and other creditors?
What I was saying is that they have private prisons now. They're not all run by the state, meaning as somebody who's private and has a lot of finance, like Michael Jordan, can go and buy a prison. Like, we should be buying that shit. Right. We should be buying prisons and making them nice and comfy for our brothers to come and actually be rehabilitated, force them to have vegan diets, force them to be farming so they get real life skills, so they can bring that out to their family and have re-entry into a society that is not fictitious, one that they can build with their own hands and be proud about. What I'm saying is that because these prisons are private, they can be suing us for debts that we owe them. And because we have no manpower and all our money is circulating in other communities, we have no power. So now we are debt slaves. It's not so much physical in the way, other than those people who are being locked up. We're slaves to death because we go to work and we're not able to pay our bills, and we keep getting more debt, and we don't know how to use that debt to create credit to get the things that we want.
King, what's his name? King Kufu wants to know information on investing in Drop Squad Kitchen. So I guess that'll be the last question. information on investing in Drop Squad Kitchen.
Abundance at dropsquadkitchen.com. Serious inquiries only. And we're interested in people investing in food trucks. And we're interested in people investing in our current restaurant that we have now to expand so that we can copy and paste that template and take it to other states. We would like to be in full compliance with the hood system and things like that so that we can have, instead of just on Soul Food Saturdays, we could run that fried chicken every day. We could run those ribs every day. But that means that I have to upgrade the restaurant that I have now because it's outfit for my mom's ice cream shop. So we've outgrown that outfit. So we're interested in people to be like, here's $15,000 and I can promise you in 6 months to get your money back plus another $5,000. Then you could take that $20,000, invest in something else. And I will promise you another 6 months to a year that you can invest in something else. That's what I'm interested in. Abundance at dropsquadkitchen.com.
All right, you got that? My brother King Kufu, you got that?
Thank you, King Kufu.
Yeah. What's your IG? You have an IG or YouTube page?
And Drop Squad Kitchen on everything.
Okay. All right, y'all got that, family? I want to thank everybody. I'm gonna be in the building tomorrow. I advise if you're in the New York area, definitely come out. I'm coming out tomorrow, especially to get some of this food.
Let me tell the people what we're gonna have with the menu.
Yeah. Okay.
Fried chicken, ribs, macaroni and cheese, greens, candied yams, and for the people who want even more alkaline, we'll have spinach and tuna with cucumber and pico de gallo, which is like fresh tomato, onions, cilantro, lime juice. Excuse me, for the people, and also some curry chickpea stew that tastes like stewed chicken with some wild rice. So we'll have a lot of different variety of things that people can experience from Drop Squad Kitchen.
Indeed, indeed. What time are you gonna be in the building tomorrow? What time are you getting there?
I need to be there by 12 because I already have my car packed up. That stuff is ice cold and needs to be warmed up. So I'll be there at 12 and be ready to serve by 1.
Okay. She will be ready to serve by 1. I'll probably be there by about 2. So I'm gonna be ready, family. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be enjoying some food, me and the family.
A little bit. It's first come, first serve. I've learned about vending. I'm not cooking for 300 people. I cooked for a good 50 people. You know what I'm saying? So that's, that should be able to, that's not for profit. That's just making my money back for the supplies because I really want you to experience Drop Squad Kitchen. So make sure you come and get your plates early because I did not overcook. I've learned. So if you want it, you better come and be ready to get it while it's hot.
Indeed. Somebody said where? We're St. Francis College, family.
I just pulled up the flyer. It's at 180 REMSEN Street, 180 Remsen Street, downtown Brooklyn, New York. Doors open at 1.
Indeed. You hear that? Downtown Brooklyn, New York, St. Francis College, 180 Remsen Street. Make sure you're there early if you want to get some of this food. You heard what the sister just said. So make sure.
Stage, so
yeah,
got time to be,
Indeed. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the platform. I look forward to you gonna let me get some footage of the food tomorrow? Can I?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's bad promotion, so please.
I'm gonna get some footage for the family tomorrow, and let's make everybody aware of Drop Squad Kitchen nationwide. Let's make this sister business
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. Excuse me, worldwide. But we're gonna be in the building tomorrow. Thank you once again for coming on the platform. Is there anything else you want to leave the people with before we get out of here?
No, just come out tomorrow. Doors open at 1. It's 180 Remsen Street, downtown Brooklyn. Just be there. Come support a sister. Come support King Simon. 24 years.
It's a long time.
Oh, that brother has made our life so much easier. You know what I mean? He provided so many people a platform nationally where people have gone off. He's made kings and queens out of anybody who stepped on their stage. So please come out and support, not me, but come support King Simon. The brother, He's just due so much respect. He is a living legend. Let's not wait till the brother dies to raise him up. So I pray nothing but success for the brother and nothing but for success for everybody who walks through these doors. May everybody be blessed with prosperity and may everybody's prayers be answered. Just come through.
Indeed. Shout out to the brother King Simon. I see him in the chat room. Definitely look, congratulations, my brother, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. This is Brother Rich with Abundance Child. We getting out of here, family. Peace.
Peace.